All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Tuesday, May 28th, set today by Anto. Let's see what Anto has for us. Being green will involve experiencing some dampness there. Okay. I'm thinking it's some phrase that means being green, as in being eco-conscious, saving the something. No, yeah, and then this dampness there. That's very vague. No, not saying it. Let's try the downs. Duck low to get cover. So I think is it going to be, well, duck can be 0 or O, and then a word for low, and it's going to be some kind of cover. Or it could be, a kind of duck, and the first one I think of is an eider, and low would be down, and an eider down is a bed cover. All right. Uh, Enthusiastic over wife coming along with you. I'm thinking the first word, well, over could be O. So if this means enthusiastic on something, of something, but I'm thinking O for over. Wife, I mean, could be W, but I don't think it's going to be ow. Coming along with you. No, not saying it. Setter, perhaps, has 7, they say, for each of yours. Well, setter, of course, could be referring to Anto, but I think it's a dog. So it may be a setter, just some kind of dog. And I know they say that a dog's age you multiply by 7. And so they say, in dog years. So could it be dog year? I don't think I've ever heard it in the singular. Not exactly sure of that. Seems a sort of loose, cryptic definition, because I'm also wondering if they say is indicating a homophone, but no, I think it's just saying people say that one dog year equals 7 human years. I don't know. I'm wondering if the first word, if that's an O here, if it could be beyond, being green, beyond, beyond the pale comes to mind, but that is a different meaning. No, not seeing it. Barely able to put together complex set. Barely able. Maybe the definition is barely and able to put together complex set, maybe anagramming set, and able, and it's going to mean barely. No, I'm not seeing it. Should Ken sabotage these hunters? I'm wondering if it could be an anagram of should Ken. And it's probably going to end in S. Let's try that. Should Ken. I'm thinking some kind of animal hunters. Hulk nudes. I don't think it's going to be that. Yeah, we do have that H and the K are going to be difficult to place. Or could it be some kind of hounds, bloodhounds? Well, here we have HUDN and the O. Elk hound, is that a thing? Let me pause and look that up. Yes, there is such a thing as the elk hound. They are Spitz type dogs used for hunting elk or moose. All right, that's a new one on me. Elk hounds, all right, ooh. So if it is beyond, or maybe it could be second, being green. Some dampness there. Nope. Introducing really healthy organic meals, benefits, figure. Oh, so yeah, so it's one of those clues where we have to take the starting letters, so the letters that introduce really healthy organic meals benefits, and we get a, I don't know if I've seen the word rhomb. I know I've seen a rhombus, and so I presume a rhomb is another form of that word, and it's a type of shape or figure. All right, beyond the Earl. No, what could that last word be? Euro? No, not seeing it. Let's go back to the acrosses. Lord gets a treatment from experienced performer. 9 letters, so I think it's going to be an anagram of Lord gets a. We're going to treat those letters. And I see we do have old, which would be experienced. And there is that term, an old stager, someone who's been an entertainer for a while. All right. Whip is extremely keen when available. Ooh. I'm wondering if extremely keen are the outer letters of keen, K and N. And then is it going to be whip as the definition? I think a whip can be a type of a carriage. But then when available would be the oh something something. Something is on, maybe it's available. Or oh out, maybe. Is there a word K-N-O-U-T? Doesn't ring a bell. Let me pause and look that up. Well, there is a word. So I'm learning a lot of things today. It is a leather scourge used for flogging. I think particularly in Russia to flog criminals. So maybe if I'd read my Dostoevsky, I might have learned about a knout. So there we go. Host, project, launch. I wonder if that could be a triple definition, just the, well, I suppose a project launch could be a term. Then host. Oh, host could be a great number as well as the verb to host, or a noun that you're host. But maybe it is a, no, the middle word could be project, as in to stick out. Launch, throw. Oh, I think I think host as in hosting a party, you throw a party. Launch definitely is throw. And I think project, I think maybe something, a building might have a throw as in how far it projects. I don't know. I may be making up that part. We'll see what 15 squared has to say about it. Plant, which could discharge boron to cause intoxication. Well, if dog ear is right, beginning with E, intoxication, inebriation, maybe? I think we're going to have some wordplay where we're removing the symbol for boron. Let me just check what that is. Oh, it's simply B. Oh, which we have a B, so maybe this plant name, if we remove the B, it'll be a word for intoxication. Oh, I'm not seeing either of those. Unless we're going to anagram boron and some other 4 letters, but I don't see any candidates. No, not seeing it. Casual type of relationship. Old Queen has available. Well, I'm looking just at what we have and immediately thought of on offer, which could be something is available, it's on offer. And I think the casual type of relationship is on off. I don't know if that's the right definition of an on off relationship. I think more of one that is a little stormy to where it's always on and off. But anyway, feel free to disagree with me. And then the old queen, of course, is ER. Kick around. Family, that's failing. Family, I'm immediately thinking of kin. So is it going to be kin followed by something failing? And it's going to mean kick around? Not thinking of anything starting with kin. No. Or we put a word for kick around something for family? No, not saying it. Shoot, short, camp, routine. No, not saying anything on that. Disagreement voiced on the way down. So immediately thought of 2 words that sound the same. So I think voiced is telling us there's a homophone. The way down, I immediately thought of descent and realized, that sounds like. Oh, so here we run into the problem we sometimes have. Which one are we supposed to put in? They both have the same number of letters. Disagreement voiced. Yeah, so I'm thinking it should be the other one. Let me put that in for now. Oh, and what's tricky is it doesn't change the crossing letters. Oh, that's very tricky. Disagree. Yeah, but I think it must be this way. All right, let's go back to the downs. Ooh, here's a nice long one. Yeah, we have long ones all around the borders. It's used for shooting horse with record speed. Ah, so I'm thinking it was going to be a charade and it's going to be something used for shooting. I was thinking of a camera, but I think it's going to be a horse. And then I was thinking, oh, well, record can be disc or it can be EP, LP. Speed could be a word like rate. But I think it actually is a speed that records are played at. The horse is a colt, and the speed is 45. I love a good 45. What was the first 45 I ever bought? I think it might have been Freddie White singing Old Buttermilk Sky, which was big in Ireland at the time. But that was certainly one of the early ones I bought. All right, so now our shoot short camp routine. Oh, well, camp, I'm wondering if it's going to be something like tent. Shoot short, no. All right, let's try this other long down one. Opposition to unreliable, poor, getting a decent hand. So I don't know if it's going to be opposition, but I am wondering if it could be, oh, a decent hand in poker would be a straight flush. But I don't see how the wordplay opposition to unreliable, poor. I think what it is get the opposite word to unreliable. So if somebody is unreliable, the opposite might be that they are straight. And if somebody is poor, the opposite is that they're rich or they're flush. I can sort of see that working. I'll leave it in for now. Anyway, we have some great letters for our crosses. Oh, I wonder if this could be euphoria, and maybe there's a plant euphorbia. I'm going to pause and look that one up. Yes, indeed, it is a very large and diverse genus of flowering plants, commonly called spurge. I think I may have heard of spurge in the past, but anyway, I've definitely never heard of euphorbia. Oh, well, to the best of my recollection. All right, so that's a good one to get to. Now our kick around family, that's failing. Well, I think we're going to have an ing word, so I'm thinking failing is the definition. And maybe ooh, well, there's could be our kin, so I had the wrong N. And to kick around, banking, bunking, bonking. Well, I wanted to be flunking would be failing, but it's obviously not that. What's kick? Ping, pinking, I don't think that's it. Ping something could be to kick it, but no, let's look at barely able to put together complex set. No, not seeing that. All right, let's go back to, oh yeah, let's go on. Tackle defender. It will avoid embarrassment. Defender, I'm thinking is back. Could be a back is the second word. Tackle a defender, and then it will avoid embarrassment. What will avoid embarrassment that could start with F and then be something aback? Oh, no, I definitely should get that one, but nothing is coming to me. How about only some of Mughal alphabet is permitted in Islam? This is one of the easier hidden clues you're going to see. Halal. All right. Very good case for one in Scotland being competitive. Yes, I think if you're being competitive, you're trying to win, you're vying, and very and good are V and G, and they provide the case or the surrounding for one in Scotland. And I think we know from Billy Connolly that yin is one. He was the big yin, as I recall. All right, strike spoils traveling around in hills. Traveling certainly suggests an anagram, maybe of spoils, which is 6 letters, and then we need 3 more. Is there some 3-letter word for strike? Hit, maybe? Traveling around in hills, and it's going to be maybe some famous hill range. Now, here's the other long one. Bizarre BBC rent sealed. Extra coverage. So could it be an anagram of BBC rent sealed? I think so. And it's going to mean extra coverage. Trying to see what the 3-letter word might be from those letters. We don't have the or and. Oh, we do have and. Extra coverage, something and. Yeah, let me put in and just on a hunch. And anagram helper. BBC rent sealed. Extra coverage. Best and Crable. Rest and something. Now, is it coverage as in TV? Well, of course, they want us to think TV coverage, but maybe just, like the eider down. Something to cover you. Something and castle. Roy Castle, I don't think so. No, I think we're going to need some more letters, and let me get rid of the and. All right, that's all of the crosses. Let's go back to the downs. Anticipation of battle to acquire minerals. I'm not sure. Could it simply be anticipation? And, of course, yes, battle. Of course, the obvious synonym beginning with F would be fight. And minerals could be ores. And so that gives us foresight or anticipation. Does that help my shoot? Short camp routine. I'm still not sure where the definition is, unless it's a double, triple. Ooh, could it be a quadruple definition? That would be a new one for me. Okay, I trade in perfect place. Well, helpfully we have these letters, and I think I trade is ideal. Ideal. Oh, in we know from clues. Usually it works the other way. The clue is home or at home, and the the word in the clue is in, or sorry, the word in the answer is in. Here I think we get in the clue, and maybe it's an ideal home. Not 100% sure. I'm sure there's other things, but I think because perfect has to match ideal, then in I think has to match the last four letters. All right. And then we get a follow-on. That's occupied and looking well used. Something up, I'm thinking, like full up or taken up, looking well used. Now, engineers break word, abandoning alternative for dodgy sites. I think it's going to be dodgy sites. Maybe it's just sites, but the three-letter second word has to refer to a plural. That's tricky. Engineers, I'm thinking, is going to be RE, Royal Engineers, and they're going to break a word. So go inside it. Dodgy sites. Dire something. Abandoning alternative. I wonder, well, if the word loses its alternative, loses its R, it would just be WD. No, I'm not sure. Dead air. Ooh, dodgy sites, maybe something on the web. The dark web. There we go. I'm still not let's see the wordplay. Engineers break word. Well, at least we know 26 has two B's, so the B is not completely impossible there. Abandoning alternative for dodgy sites. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Now here we would have W. Ooh, a strike. I'm thinking what the shop foreman might say is down tools. Let's see if that works. Spoils traveling around in hills. Oh, I think the hills are the downs. Where are the downs in England? Sussex Downs? I can't remember. But spoils are loot, which goes backwards, so is traveling. Yes, I'm happy with that. I do think dark web is right. I just don't understand. Oh, well, wait a minute. We do have an anagram of break. Plus word without R, so I was right about that. So it's break WD, anagrammed, so engineer, you have to engineer that. There we go. So now I'm happy. All right, country church sits on return of priest. Well, I think the definition is country. We know church is usually CE for Church of England or CH. And then a priest, and I think I learned this from watching Cracking the Cryptic and David Webb, that Eli from the Bible, the Old Testament, is often used as a priest. And if he returns, we get Chile. All right. Avoid, a face saver will avoid embarrassment. Yes. And so to tackle something is to face it. A defender, I suppose, could be a saver. All right. Last down, funny reaction about origin of tantric yoga format. Maybe yoga format. I'm thinking the funny reaction is ha, which goes about the origin of tantric, I think is that T. Oh, could it be ha-ha? Is there something called hatha? That's a type of yoga. Let me look that up. Yes, there is indeed. I'm sure many of you know that. But again, wow. I don't think we've seen a crossword like this before where there's so many new words to me anyway. Or new forms of words. All right. So now let's try our anagram helper. BBC, rent, sealed. It could still be and in the middle. Extra coverage. Dent and something. What's the last word going to be? That's probably the one I should be concentrating. Belt and braces, I think. Yes, so I suppose if you're very cautious, you wear a belt along with your braces or suspenders in some parts of the world. All right, let's try this one. That's occupied and looking well used. Lived in. Yes, so I think it's just a very simple double definition. If something is occupied, it's lived in, but can also be used to say something looks like it's used. Ooh, so the shoot is the definition in botany, a tendril. So a short camp, and so short form of tent, if you drop the last letter, is 10, and a routine would be a drill, and you shorten that as well. I think that's how that works. All right, just the top. Ooh, this one now looks coming along with you certainly sounds like in tow. Yeah, so if you're enthusiastic about some subject, you're really into it, and that goes over W for wife and gives you in tow. So it's not beyond, behind, I think. Behind something, I'm thinking. But is the definition going to be being green? Oh. Yes, so It's a funny definition. The answer I think is funny because it's really part of an expression. If you're green, then you are wet behind the ears. I'm not sure I really like that as an answer. Um, but, it makes for, I suppose, a different type of clue. You just have to put it all together and see how it works. Anyway, barely, which could be hard, able, or complex, of course, could be hard as well. Barely able, hard put. Yeah, so if you're barely able, you're hard put. Oh, hold on, no, that can't be it because we have put in the clue. Hard, I really thought it was. Now I'm second guessing myself what the expression is. Hard. But I was thinking complex is hard and to set something down is to put it. Yeah, let me pause and just look up what that expression is. Yeah, so I mean, there's also variations hard pressed, hard pushed, but there is definitely hard put to do something only with great difficulty, so barely able. And looking at 16 across, I think kick is in a culinary sense. Something has a kick to it, it has tang, and tanking is definitely failing. Yeah, I'm very surprised that the word put appears in the clue. Um, I think one thing I only learned recently is The Guardian does not have a crossword editor who would review all the crosswords, I think, and schedule them and make sure that similar words don't come up in clues or in answers. And I think that's probably, if I'm right, and I'll take it all back if I'm wrong, but yeah, I would have questioned that. It's possible that Anto had that in an earlier version and then somehow the wrong version was published. Anyway, let's go ahead and check all and we'll see if that does stay there. It does. But I knew this one would trip me up. I think that's a little unfair. Disagreement voiced on the way down. I mean, that could go either way. Let's see at 15 squared if people are going to be complaining about that. All right. All right, today's blog is by Peter O. This is usually the bloggers are very complimentary and diplomatic, but he says, I had a couple of quibbles to remind me that the setter is Anto. Anyway, so the ones I suppose I had a question about throw. Yeah, I just wanted to check. It is a triple definition. Throw a party. Throw one's voice to project. Yeah, so it is that. It's nothing to do with buildings or something projecting out or throwing out. All right, then I think on 20, yes, so it could work the other way around. So I think that, yeah, I think that's a negative from me on that one. And then on the downs, yeah, it doesn't say anything about put being there. A charade. Yeah, I think it could have been barely able to assemble complex set. I think would have worked. And then on 9, just wanted to check. Yeah, it says straight is not, so the opposition to unreliable, and flush is opposition to poor. Otherwise, I think I understand. Oh, yeah, so he does say engineers, the S does not sit comfortably in the wordplay. Yeah, so I think I would agree with him there. I think he's a bit of a Marmite setter. Yeah, I think overall I did enjoy it. I liked, the new words because I think I could work them out, even though I didn't know them. Let's see, what with Throw, I think Anto has fallen for the red bus, London bus trap to throw parties to organize one. You may well host it too. Okay. Yes, yeah, this is one the editor should have caught, but there is no editor as far as I know. Um, yes, and so someone does say I found out all the put was in the clue and in the answer, so does KM. Washington Irving, a lot of people thrown by that, and a descent to scent. Yeah, so I think we're all agreed there are a few issues with that. But overall, it was a lot easier than yesterday's bank holiday puzzle, I think. Anyway, thank you as always for watching and have a wonderful day.